beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and if you haven't been here before, I live a whole food, plant-based, SOFAs-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today I wanted to show you how I make sweet potato nice cream, the purple sweet potato. So there's a lot of talk, and when I say talk, I mean just chatter online that I'm finding about desserts and ninja creamies and nice creams and all kinds of stuff. And I think they look great, and I personally would love to try those sometime. But at this point, I don't own a ninja creamy, and so what I do is I make nice cream out of fruits, and I usually use the food processor. I've used my Vitamix before, and I even have this, I don't even know what it's called, but it's kind of like a Yonana, if you've heard of those before, but it's a different brand that was gifted to me, and you kind of feed frozen, partially thawed fruit through it, and it makes kind of like a sorbet. At any rate, today I'm going to show you what I do with purple sweet potatoes and make that into dessert without those machines. I do use my food processor though, but I can do it without the other ones. So the first thing I want to show you is, what does a purple sweet potato look like? And there are a couple variations that I've seen at my local store, but this particular one comes with a sticker on all of them, and it's called Frida's Stoked Purple Sweet Potatoes, and it's organic and it's really delicious. So I have one that's raw here just to show you what it looks like. They average in size, but you know, here's one, another one, and they're pretty close. Let's weigh it and see how much these actually weigh, because I would like to be able to tell you about the size here that I'm using. And it really doesn't matter what size it is, but just out of curiosity, it's 1.212 pounds. And so there you go, a little over a pound. And that's a pretty decent sized potato. But anyhow, I bring it home, I wash it, I put it on a tray, a cookie sheet usually, that has some kind of a silpat or parchment paper on it. And I usually fill the whole tray, and it could be with all different kinds of potatoes, and I just cook the potato. I put it in the oven and I bake it. I put it on probably 400 degrees. You could go as low as 375, but 400 degrees, and I do about 40 minutes. I check it after about 30 minutes, and then depending on the size, depending on your oven, you can kind of keep going. And when it is soft, then you know it's cooked throughout. And so that's what I did with this guy here. And then once he was cooked, I put him in the refrigerator after it cooled completely. And then I just kept it in there. I think that keeping it in there overnight allows for the starches to kind of, I'm not exactly sure what they do, but the starches in the potato do something, and I should look that up and get back to you on it. But at any rate, I took it out now, and I want to prepare it to put in the freezer. Now, I don't use the skin when I do this. So if you want to do the skin, I don't know. I think I would use it for something else. If you don't want to waste it and you want to eat it, just eat it separately. But for this, we're going to peel off the skin, and let me just cut this off a little bit. Something about, if you're not familiar with the purple potato, it's really dense, it's heavy, and it's kind of like solid. It's, you know, it's different than some of the other sweet potatoes or other potatoes that I have had before. And it's just got such a beautiful color. I mean, look at this. nature has such a way of bringing beauty and color into my life. And you should bring it into yours if you haven't. And you know what? If you can't get purple sweet potato, you could do this with any potato that you want. I would prefer, or I would recommend the sweet potato, even if it's the orange ones or the white Hannah, because the sweet potatoes, right, they're sweet. So that's what I recommend, is doing it with the sweet potato. So here I go. I have all the skin removed and of the potato, and I'm just going to put that aside for now. And literally, I'm just going to cut it into some different chunks because I'm going to put it into a little container. You could do a glass bowl as long as it's good, or whatever. And I'm literally, that's it. And I'm going to freeze it. This is just the way that I do it. I'm sure there might be other ways. And if there are other ways, let me know. Leave a comment. And if you haven't, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And please give this a thumbs up. It will help me spread the word and grow my channel, and I would really appreciate your help. So anyways, that's it for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the freezer now. And when it is frozen, like tomorrow, I'm going to take it out and we're going to finish making a really easy, simple, delicious dessert. So we'll see you then. Okay, so it's been overnight for me, and I had put these in the freezer with you guys, and so now I took the sweet potato out of the freezer, and I've actually let it sit just at room temperature to soften it just a little bit, because I noticed that if I take it directly from the freezer and I put it into the Breville food processor, that sometimes it's so hard that it gets stuck. So I like to let it just soften a little bit. It's still icy cold. You can see right here, there's some frost on it, and I'll show you. Let me grab a fork. I'll show you that, you know, I can put the fork in here and move it around. This one on top's a little softer, and so that's what I'm looking for, just enough to let it move. And I would just like to say that I hope one day to be an owner of the Ninja Creamy. I think I'm gonna check into that at some point. But of course, because I don't have one, again, that's why I'm showing you another way that you can enjoy a dessert that I really, really love. And when I say dessert, it just tastes like dessert. It could actually be breakfast or anytime. So anyways, I've got the Breville out. I've got the S blade in it. I'm just gonna show you. Here's the S blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and just see. Oh yeah, see, it's just gonna come right out, but it's like in one piece. See that? And so, so I wanna maybe just kind of help it a little bit. There you go. And just kind of take some of the pieces apart so that the blade will have a better opportunity to spin it and chop it up. And so I add two things to this. I personally love vanilla bean powder, so I'm gonna go ahead and add vanilla bean powder, and I'm also gonna add a plant milk. I happen to have the unsweetened Eden soy, organic soy milk. I'm gonna shake it up, and that's it. So you can use any plant milk you want. You don't have to add vanilla bean powder, and if you would like it to be even sweeter than the sweet potato, go ahead and add a medjool date or two. Just make sure to pit them, and if they're firm, because like I keep mine in the freezer, sometimes they seem really hard, just soak it in a little bit of the soy milk, and then you can just add that right in here, the liquid, or you can even do a little water, but I think I would do the soy milk because that's what we're adding, or whatever the plant milk is that you're using. And it will help soften it a little bit. Of course, it's always better to use something that's warm, the liquid that's warm. So anyways, you could use either way, but it's just a tip. And I'm gonna go ahead and just start with a little bit of soy milk. I don't really measure this, so I'm gonna say maybe, I don't know, quarter, maybe that's not even a quarter of a cup. And I am gonna add it as I need it. I don't want it to get too wet, because I don't want it to be like a milkshake. I want it to have the consistency of like an ice cream or ice cream. And once I get it spinning for a minute, then I will add the vanilla bean powder. If I add the vanilla bean powder right now, what I've noticed is sometimes it just sticks to the bottom, which is fine because after it's incorporated, I can hand mix it a little bit. But anyway, let me plug it in and let's get this party started. Oh my gosh, that was a short party because what I realized is that it's doing this kind of a crumbling effect. And what that is an indication of is that I just need a tiny bit more liquid. This was great. It only took a minute, whereas if I go straight from the freezer, it takes a little bit longer. So I think letting it thaw, like we talked about earlier, is a great idea. So I'm going to go ahead and you can add, I don't know, any amount of vanilla bean powder you'd like. I could say anywhere from a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon. I think I'm going to go crazy and do a 1/2 teaspoon, but I think a 1/4 teaspoon would be fine. And remember, this is just one sweet potato. And now I'm going to add a little bit more of the soy milk. I don't want to do too much. And then let me get a spatula because I want to scrape down the sides and make sure that everything gets blended up really nicely. I mean, and that's it. You know, I think this is easy. Maybe the Ninja Creamy is even easier, but if you don't have one, this does work. Once I figure out how to put the lid on. Hold on. There we go. And let's start it again. Party starting now. Goodness. Okay, so let's take another peek in here and see if we need to add any more. I'm going to go ahead and just push it down on the sides, and it looks like it just needs maybe another little drop of liquid. So let's do that. And you can see why I like to add it slowly so that I make sure that it's not powdery so that it's telling me that it needs it, and it's not liquidy like I can pour it where it's too much. Just a little bit at a time. Here we go. Let's take another peek. Woo, look at that. See how that's coming along? Oh my goodness, I do not need to add any more liquid to this. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it the way it is. And I'm going to say this is done. So let me turn this off, unplug it, and let's chat. Okay, so let's just, wow, look at this. Look at this. See? I'm telling you, it can work without the machine, even though the machine is something that I think would be a great addition to my kitchen appliances, and I look forward to one day trying it out. But for now, this is great. And so I can just show you that, you know, it can work. Look at this. Look at this. There we go. Look at that. And it's, you know, cold and refreshing, but most importantly, this is not going to harm me in any way at all. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yummy. Let me get a spoon. We're going to try it. Here we go. Ready? I really like that. This one isn't as sweet, and so if you're looking for the sweetness, I would definitely add either the medjool dates or some date syrup. And I might actually put a little date syrup on the top just to get fancy, but you can also add fresh fruit or anything you want on top of it. But I'm just going to go with it the way it is. And so before I, so good. I just want to take a minute and thank you so much. If you're a subscriber, I so appreciate your support on my channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And give this a thumbs up. I would love to help spread the word, and that's how I can do it. It also lets me know that you like the content. And I also want to say thank you to those who have recently given me a super thanks, and I so appreciate the support and the donations. I am paying for everything out of my own pocket, and it really does help to support my channel. So thank you so much. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to more times together doing all kinds of different things together. If you want to talk to me, please leave a comment below and let's chat. Have you tried making this without having the Ninja Creamy? And have you done this with potatoes? And what has been your experience? I'd like to chat with you. So anyways, let me go and get some different toppings that we could try. I'll be right back. Okay, I couldn't decide. I think that's the Pisces in me. But here are some flavors that we could try if you wanted to. And the ones that I have from California Balsamic are the mandarin orange. I have a very cherry balsamic. I have the orange tart balsamic. I've got the wild huckleberry. I've got a chocolate orange balsamic. That one's always delicious. I like it with strawberries. And I also have the Simply Lemon. And I think that any of these would be good, as well as the date syrup that I originally spoke about. And so let's try a few of these. And if you're not familiar with California Balsamic, I'll leave a link below and you can check it out. I love to support them. They have a whole line of SOS free, which is salt, oil, and sugar free, which is great. So let's see, I wish I could ask you which one you'd like me to try first, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do very cherry and date syrup, and I'm gonna do a little on each side. So here's the very cherry, and I'm just putting a tiny bit just for flavor, and I'm also gonna put the date syrup, which is from Date Lady, and I really like this product too. I'll put a link to this one as well. And here we go, ready? So let's try the very cherry. And if you find a fruity balsamic that you like, adding that fresh fruit to it, you can't go wrong. But of course, plain and simple works too. Here we go. Oh wow, definitely a tart balsamic flavor. So because it doesn't have a lot of sweetness, there's a real strong flavor. So I might use just a smaller amount or mix it in a little bit, but it's good. And now let me try the date syrup. I think for this particular one, I really like the date syrup. And I think the balsamic is also really good when I do like a banana and ice cream. So you can't go wrong. You try whatever you want. This is great. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear if you try my simple way to make yourself a healthy version using sweet potatoes and enjoy a dessert. Take care, everyone. Don't forget to eat your greens. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.